The Los Angeles sunset glowed like a burning ember behind the hills, but inside the Vale household, evening had arrived with a trembling sort of quiet. Ginger Vale, once a reality show favorite whose large family had lived under the nation's gaze, now spent her days raising her daughters far from the cameras. Her oldest, Evelyn, had inherited Ginger's spirited smile and her father Jordan's curiosity. She was 5, bold as a firecracker, and endlessly fascinated with anything she could touch, dismantle, or climb. Tonight, however, that curiosity would lead the Vale family straight into a nightmare. A quiet evening turns into chaos. The living room was scattered with building blocks and picture books when it happened. Jordan stood at the stove stirring pasta sauce while Ginger prepared a salad, humming softly as she worked. Evelyn and her little sister Haven played quietly behind them. Then, a sound. A sharp, sudden gasp, followed by choking. Ginger spun around so fast she nearly dropped the bowl in her hands. Evelyn clutched her chest, eyes wide, face turning pale. The block she'd been playing with lay on the ground, snapped in half. Ginger froze for half a second, terror stiffening her bones. Then, instinct took over. "Jordan, now!" He rushed over, sweeping Evelyn into his arms as her little body shook. "She's choking!" Ginger cried, her voice slicing through the room. Jordan wrapped his arms around Evelyn, performing the Heimlich, each thrust more desperate than the last. Nothing. No sound. No breath. Ginger's heart hammered like a trapped bird inside her chest. "Call 911!" Jordan shouted. Her hands shook as she dialed. Haven wailed in the corner, covering her ears. When Evelyn went limp for a moment, just one terrifying, awful moment, something inside Ginger shattered. "Please, God," she whispered, barely breathing herself. Racing to the hospital. The ambulance lights painted the street red and blue as neighbors peeked out from behind curtains. Ginger held Evelyn's tiny hand while paramedics worked over her. "She's conscious," one paramedic said, "but her breathing is shallow. We're moving." Ginger climbed into the ambulance. Jordan followed in the car with Haven. The siren wailed through the city like a scream. Inside the ambulance, Ginger whispered softly, stroking Evelyn's hair. "It's okay, baby. I'm right here. Mommy's here." Evelyn's eyelids fluttered, but she couldn't speak. Panic twisted Ginger's insides like a knot of barbed wire. Each second felt like it stretched into an hour. The ER, a world of bright lights and fear. They rushed through the hospital's double doors into a maze of bright white lights, monitors beeping like frantic heartbeats. Doctors assessed Evelyn with urgent precision. What happened? Possible obstruction. Prep the imaging. Start oxygen support. The voices overlapped, blending into a haze. Ginger stood back only because a nurse held her shoulders gently. "She's in good hands," the nurse said softly. But Ginger's knees trembled so fiercely she had to grab the wall to stay standing. Jordan arrived moments later with Haven asleep in his arms. Her tears dried into little silver tracks on her cheeks. He handed her to a relative who had come to help, then wrapped his arms around Ginger. She crumbled into him. "What if?" Her voice broke. "No what if," Jordan whispered. "She's strong. She'll get through this." They clung to each other as the clock ticked on. Minutes stretched. Doctors moved in and out. Machines beeped. The world spun around them like a blur. The diagnosis. Finally, after an hour that felt like a lifetime, Dr. Sato stepped toward them, her expression gentle but serious. Mr. and Mrs. Vale, your daughter inhaled a small, sharp plastic fragment. It lodged deep in her airway, causing swelling and restricted airflow. Ginger's breath hitched. Is she... She choked out. She's stable now, the doctor said. But we need to remove the fragment surgically. It's too deep for non-invasive retrieval. Surgery. The word sliced through the air like a blade. Jordan tightened his grip on Ginger's hand. How dangerous is it? He asked. There are risks, Dr. Sato answered honestly. Any airway surgery on a child carries risk, but our team is excellent and time is on our side. She's breathing with support now. Ginger nodded slowly, tears pooling. Please, just save her, she whispered, barely breathing herself. As they wheeled Evelyn away, Ginger kissed her forehead, breathing in the soft scent of her hair, lavender shampoo mixed with something sweeter, something heartbreakingly small. Mommy will be right here when you wake up, she whispered. Then Evelyn disappeared through the swinging doors. And the waiting began. Jordan paced the waiting room, hands in his pockets, jaw clenched tight. Ginger sat curled in a chair, eyes fixed on the double doors, even when they didn't move. Every time a doctor walked by, her heart leapt, then fell. Minutes dragged by. An hour. Then 2. The hospital hummed around them, but for Ginger, time had stopped in that bright, sterile hallway. When Dr. Sato finally returned, Ginger shot to her feet so fast she nearly fell. The moment the world stood still. The doctor removed her mask. Evelyn is safe, she said. Ginger's legs gave out with relief. Jordan caught her just before she hit the floor. The fragment has been removed, Dr. Sato continued. Her airway was swollen, but we managed it. She'll be closely monitored tonight, but she's breathing on her own. Ginger sobbed, the kind of sob that comes from the deepest part of a soul. Can we see her? Jordan asked. Yes, Dr. Sato said with a smile. She'll wake soon. The recovery room. Evelyn lay in a small hospital bed, wrapped in warm blankets, her chest rising and falling gently. A tiny bandage decorated her hand where the IV was placed. Ginger sank into the chair beside her, stroking her forehead. I'm here, sweetheart. I'm not leaving. Evelyn's eyes fluttered open. Mommy? Ginger laughed through tears. Yes, baby. Did I get in trouble? Evelyn asked, voice raspy. Oh, sweetheart, Ginger whispered, gathering her daughter carefully into her arms. You scared us so much, but you're okay now. That's all that matters. Jordan leaned in, kissing their daughter's head. You're our brave girl, he said softly. Can I have apple juice? Evelyn murmured. Ginger laughed again. Yes, she said. You can have all the apple juice you want. 8. A family reborn. That night, as the monitors beeped softly in rhythm with Evelyn's breath, Ginger realized something profound.
Life can shatter in a single second, and in another second, it can be pieced back together. She held her daughter's hand the entire night. A mother's silent promise. A family's second chance. And a reminder that love, fierce, fragile, unbreakable, is what carries us through the darkest hours.